Clicker, clicker. Where can I find one? Here it is. Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to see you all here today, and I appreciate your time so much. We have 10 minutes together, and I really want to share something I'm extremely passionate about. And I also want to invite you to think along on how we can work together on this marvel. So my name is Anton Adamovitch, and I'm head of entrepreneurial development vector at Commercialization Reactor. I would like to welcome you to the deep tech. So here, under this roof today, we have, I believe, over 1,000 participants. But really, for the first time comers to the event, what is deep tech? Just to draw the line in the sand. As stated in Wikipedia, it's a classification of organization, or more typically a startup company, with the expressed objective of providing technology solutions based on substantial scientific achievements. This is a big thing, and it is very different. But why should you care? Why do you care? Why technology matters? Not necessarily technology in this case, but technology-driven innovation. Because technology itself is a piece of knowledge, but innovation is a result of lots of stuff, lots of effort, lots of development. So, but why should you care about deep tech? One example, just one example, stones. And we're actually sitting on one right now, sitting and flying at astonishing speed of 107,000 kilometers per hour. So, and we're not just flying there, but we are actually going closer to the sun. What does that mean? That means that in 7.5 billion years, everything we ever cared on this Earth is going to fry. So, in order not to be a really well-done steak in 7.5 billion years, it is important to understand how to get out from here, or how to move planet from the orbit whatsoever. What also matters is that it's 7.5 billion years maximum. So any cosmic cataclysm, any collision with an asteroid can happen earlier. So we have to care about innovation, about technology, about how to make ourselves safe, how to increase quality of life and other stuff. So other things that are important, why to care about deep tech, because through innovation we can reduce child mortality, increase life expectancy, sustainable food production, other stuff like disease prevention or even cancer cure. And this is this is self-centric stuff I'm talking about. This is what technology can. But what it cannot fix is greed, narcissism, unethical consumption, lack of spirituality, and moral degradation. So this is what we cannot do with technology. But there's so much we can to make our lives better. So list goes on with bad stuff in humanity, but what's really important is what deep tech can. Deep tech can reduce net amount of suffering in the world. So by implementing technology, by developing innovation, we can reduce suffering. This is a huge thing. And this is what personally to me is extremely appealing. This is why I do deep tech. I believe many of you who are thinking about joining this path of bringing innovation to the world as scientists, as entrepreneurs, as investors, whatsoever, policymakers, you name it. There are so many important stakeholders. And maybe you are, if you're thinking now whether to join deep tech, I would like to unravel a few things in front of you. But really, before going deeper, I would like to speak about a very important aspect and very important gap about how science is brought to basically to life, to see the light of the day, how the science becomes a product. So, and there's a big question mark, because other industries like music, like IT, like fintech, other things, they advance faster. They advance faster in terms of getting to product, getting to market, getting stuff to market. But with the science-based things, there is a gap. And this gap is significantly because of the whole commercialization process, the whole bringing science from laboratory to the market is not just the jungle that you see on the screen. It's actually a shit show in terms of complexity. It's impossible to imagine how one brain can fit so many things to process in order to bring innovation to the world. So therefore, also bearing in mind that scientific minds, scientists, they do science because they love perceiving beauty of nature through intellectual instruments to understand the universe, how it works. They won't necessarily, and most likely they won't feel happy about doing business, about pushing, about bringing stuff to the market. That's what, for example, artists like. They like discovering their art. They like writing music. For Rachmaninoff, for Tchaikovsky, for other composers in the 19th century, what you need is yourself, your creativity, and skill in how to compose music. Afterwards, if it's good, it's good. It goes, people like it. It becomes timeless classic. With science, you engrave, you carve in your name as a scientist, basically publishing papers, doing research. But to put this research into a product, it's a whole different beast. And to understand where to apply technology and all this stuff, this hassle with raising funds, with aligning teams, with aggregating resources, all this stuff, it's a mess. It's a mess that probably, most likely, actually in more than 90% of cases, 9-0, actually 9-5, 95% plus, it doesn't make scientists happy. It actually makes their life miserable in a sense, because you don't do what you love. And we only have limited amount on this earth. So living like what, 80 years, so universe is 13.8 billion, most of the time we are not alive. And spending your time on something that doesn't give you a sense of accomplishment, sense of feeling complete, not really the thing. This is why innovation progresses slower. So, and therefore, this symbiotic relationship between scientists and entrepreneurs, whose goal, whose ambition, whose daily job is to make things happen, is something that we consider as a very important thing to look into. And in fact, this is what we do at Commercialization Reactor. For the past decade, we bring scientists who are willing to continue doing their research, to not compromise on their academic career, to actually create their companies, co-found them with entrepreneurs who will take lead on the business development, on all the stuff related with commercialization of science, with developing the idea, with aggregating resources, with committing their time and their full brain capacity to bring innovation to life. Since 2009, we actually already had 21 very special matchmaking events, which is just tip of the iceberg, where we invite ambitious individuals, entrepreneurial-minded people who are willing to commit their time, their effort to to join forces with scientists to bring innovation to life. We've created more than 130 teams, out of which more than 80 are currently invested and active. And we do it internationally, reviewing more than 600 international IPs and having a network of over 500 industrial experts and more than 50 universities, it's more than 60 now, in our partnership network, gives us a significant advantage in developing the methodology and the vision of how science should be commercialized. So, and we envisioned a sort of a city, a hub, a docking station where anybody could apply their competencies and do something that they're best at and get rewards. So, but now, in this moment, I would like to speak about scientists and entrepreneurs. Our three-stage process is ignition qualifiers, which is the exploration path for scientists and entrepreneurs to discover the deep tech life cycle. Also, it is afterwards, after scientists and entrepreneurs have this mindset transformation and understand what actually means to create your deep tech startup, then making a cautious decision of joining then forces at the ignition event, where they meet for the first time, because the programs are separate for both scientists and entrepreneurs, because they have to have individual approach in this. They have chance to connect, so entrepreneurs with pre-selected scientific champions who understand the hassle. And after connecting, they co-create startups together and also attract investments from our fund as well. So it's all based, this whole system, this whole three-stage system right now, as you can see, all based on the methodology by Commercialization Reactor, which at this point we can say is a truly international science and technology commercialization platform. And even more, it's a deep tech startup creation powerhouse. And to a significant extent, it is powered by entrepreneurs, because it is a community. It's a community where people are sharing their knowledge, their mistakes, and helping each other to become better than they were yesterday. And for different partners, for accelerators, for LPs, incubators, different investment funds, universities, technology transfer offices, we act as a hub and as a docking station for those ecosystem stakeholders to utilize their strongest sides. We, Commercialization Reactor, are 100% private. This is very important, and this was from the day one, from the beginning. We have very important partnerships. As you can see, for the 5th year, Deep Tech Atelier is happening. Thank you to Investment and Development Agency of Latvia, which has done a huge job making this happen and come true. We have partnerships with different universities, as I mentioned, with the European Space Agency and others. And very importantly, with the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, we've had a very important pilot project showing that the methodology that we were putting together for the past decade is scalable at European level, which actually brings a lot of security and a lot of mindfulness and ability for individuals who are willing to engage in the process of deep tech startup creation to have room for dreaming about it, and not just dreaming, but creating. Since 2018, we also have an investment fund under management. This is important because we can not only transform mindsets, glue them together, help them support, but we can also invest in them very early stage, very fast. As I mentioned, we had 21 Ignition events. Our 20th was a pilot project with European Institute of Innovation and Technology, which brought 10 technologies that created 12 teams, 9 out of which were invested in 3 months after creation, which is ridiculously good in case of percentage of success rate from creation to getting to the pre-seed stage in terms of speed and quality, and the quality of mindset transformation of the talent. So, some remarkable cases. I've just spoken of rocks, but really we have 2 startups in space industry, one of which actually is in Project Hera, the planetary defense mission, which is extremely important because it could move asteroids from orbit and potentially help to for the object not to collide with the Earth. So we have different cases in different verticals: AI, mechatronics, biotechnology. We have space technology, biomedical, whatsoever. All technological verticals are welcome. And we had a very important exit case in 2015, which has proven that the whole cycle actually is remarkably successful and can get to the end result. From creation to becoming so interesting for somebody that they are going to acquire your company. So, Ignition qualifiers and Ignition event were a place which is place in space and time, the Ignition event, where entrepreneurial individuals meet scientists, is, as I mentioned, not happening in first place. In first place, there are 2 programs for scientists and entrepreneurs to be prepared to do a cautious decision. So, both having each individual set of programs that allow them to learn and really understand what it is. We've learned it the hard way. We didn't have this program in the very beginning. However, for the past 4 years, the success rate of companies, their investment attraction rate increased dramatically. And it's all about exposure of parties to phenomena of deep tech startup entrepreneurship, creation, acceleration, incubation, pre-incubation, facilitation, all this stuff. So before they enter, they understand what's happening. So different, as I mentioned, verticals in different different startups in different verticals, such as new materials, agriculture, robotics, environment, health tech, and many more. All of them born at the Ignition event, all created by entrepreneurs and scientists together who qualified for this, who wanted this, and who made a cautious decision to step into this. The overall Ignition event starts with technology showcase, where scientists are presenting their achievements in the audience full of entrepreneurs who are joining. It's all online. It's happening online for the past 5 years. Not 5 years, but since COVID finished, whenever it was. World is a chaos anyway. So, but we can do it online. Proto teams are created. All this chemistry, all this gluing of teams happens in just 2 days, during which the pitches are prepared. Pitches are prepared already by entrepreneurs who have most certainly nothing to do with the academic background at all. So what they do is just expose their ambition to do something together and commit to this. You don't need to be a science expert to do a deep tech startup. You need to be a leader, you need to be coachable, you need to learn and be resourceful. You need to learn how to attract resources and do this. You have to be a doer rather than just a thinker. And already after second day of Ignition event, which is a 2-day event, the first pitch is already presented by new potential CEO, which could be, I would believe, any of people who are sitting here in the audience. And all of this is followed by the Founders Dive, which is our incubation, acceleration, and investment program. So, finishing this, Commercialization Reactor, once again, we position ourselves, we believe, and we invite everybody to think of us not as a competition, but as a hub and docking station for ecosystem stakeholders to utilize their strongest sides. Whether you're a university, TTO, science, entrepreneur, a venture capital firm, LP, policymaker, we would like to talk to you. If this story has resonated with you, if you see this being close to your soul, let's get to know each other and each other's journey and visions. Thank you very much. And if this clicks with you, you can get your phones out and scan this QR code or scan it later during the gala dinner to join the community which is created starting today. Thank you very much.
Anton, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can definitely vouch for what Anton said. I've been a part of the competition part for several years, and the magic they create in just a few days and afterwards and all the cycles is revolutionary, so please do check it out.